In Glenn County, the trial of Jackie Johnson, the former Brunswick district attorney who is accused of obstructing the investigation into the murder of Ahmaud Arbery, continued today with an emotional testimony from Johnson. So let's talk with our legal analyst now, attorney Shannon Schott here. We appreciate your being with us. Let's set this up for everybody here. First, let's listen to some of Johnson's testimony on the stand today.
And I grabbed her hand and I said, I'm so sorry about your son, because she believes that I did all this.
Now, that was Johnson responding to questions from her attorney, Brian Steele, when he asked if Johnson recalled the day the video was released to the public of Arbery being shot and killed. So, Johnson, on the stand today, do you think she was convincing?
Certainly, she was very emotional, and it's up to the jury to weigh her credibility, but her real test is going to be when she's cross-examined by the state.
And so she's on the stand in her own defense. Let's back up a little bit to the beginning of this week. Big developments this week. There were 2 misconduct charges against Jackie Johnson. The judge said basically yesterday, no, you're off the hook on one of them. And he called that an obstruction of police investigation, but said, no, it's not going to be in the courtroom anymore. The judge said, in fact, to quote him, there was not one scintilla of evidence on that charge. So what do you see as the impact on the case from the judge throwing out one of those and acquitting her already on one of the charges?
Yeah, that's a super common part of trial practice, where the defense moves for judgment of acquittal at the end of the state's case in chief. Their burden is proof beyond a reasonable doubt. The judge said there wasn't even a scintilla of evidence, which is essentially the burden that they had to overcome. So now the defense has one charge to defend, making their job significantly easier moving forward.
And let's talk about that one charge. It's still up there. It's a felony, violating the oath of office. And if she's found guilty, she could be seeing 5 to 10 years in prison. But at this point, do you say it's advantage prosecution or advantage defense?
Well, certainly the defense is going into their next day of trial feeling confident in the fact that they're only moving forward on this one charge. And, Jackie has made the decision to testify, and it's really up to the jury at this point to decide whether or not they believe her.
All right, we appreciate Shannon Schott, our
Thank
local
you.
attorney here, and our legal analyst. We'll continue to follow this story. Back now to Anthony.